Aquarius, what's up? Let's do a reading for you guys for the remainder of August into September. What can we expect? What kind of energies can we expect? Speaking of Aquarius, look who just popped up to say hello. Three more shuffles and let's begin. Oh my goodness, Judgment came out. I did another reading for you and it didn't get captured on video. Technical difficulties. And that card was right there. Alright, give me a second to look these cards over, Aquarius. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get it. But let's try. Maybe you'll get it. Aquarius, underneath the reading, the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is, the energy is about self-respect, self-care, putting yourself first, realizing your worth, and who this is. It could be you, but whatever the case, in the position of where you are at this time, you have made a decision. You came to a crossroads and you made a decision. Now, the potential challenge, and this kind of threw a curveball at me because I've never seen the Wheel of Fortune pop up in this position as the challenge. How can something that is good a challenge? In other words, this Wheel of Fortune, there was something that happened in your favor. And the inference that I feel is that you may not, maybe you don't appreciate what it is, you know. Sometimes we don't see the good in something. The Wheel of Fortune turning in our favor doesn't always look like it is. Okay, give you an example. Rejection is God's protection. Why? Why is that? Because sometimes we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know what would have ended up happening had you and so got together. You feel me, Aquarius? Maybe you thought something was going to be good and God protected you. Maybe this person was going to poison you to death. I watch a lot of these shows on like Snapped and Evil Lives Here and all these kind of shows like this, and they document these cases and they talk to these people that did these heinous acts, and a lot of times they involve a wife or a husband, but it's usually the wife that does it, and she'll slowly poison the guy to death over, you know, months, years. A lot of times they've done it before. They got rid of their husbands before, or it can go vice versa. It can be the husband doing it, but I've found that a lot of the killings are the women. And one of the craziest things that I have noticed in these shows is that if a guy is really, really into a woman will use that against him to get what she wants and then kill him off. And in some of these cases, like I was watching one, And the gal, this guy was just like a puppy dog. I mean, he just adored her, and she didn't think nothing of having a bad boy. So she got the money, she got on the will and everything so that she would get the money. And as soon as she did, she got a bad boy in to be in love with her, and then convinced him that the guy was beating on her and shit, and so he killed her to protect her, supposedly. And then she gets up and turns around and takes off, leaves him in the dust. I mean, these people that you think are so great, sometimes God is protecting you from them. So there's that. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune can be something that is happening that is the best thing for you, but it may not seem like it right now. But later on, you're going to see that it was the best thing that ever happened to you. Okay, so it could be that. Underneath in your subconscious, there is some type of inspiration. You feel inspired, and in your hopes and fears attached to this energy, you may reminisce, or you're inspired to possibly heal something. Soul connection, Six of Cups in reverse, is about revisiting sometimes something from the past. Okay. Now, in the recent past, now here's something interesting. Underneath this whole reading, we talked about the Queen of Pentacles. In the recent past, I feel like Empress in reverse. Some of you may not have felt like you were a good mom, or you were a good enough of a mom. You could feel inadequate in some way, that you couldn't be, or you could blame yourself for something. And I get this energy of something like that, just by, not by what these cards are, but by what I see in the images. Okay, so look at this Queen of Pentacles. Yes, she cares for herself. Yes, she puts herself first. Yes, she is self-confident and so forth. How many of you know people that are self-confident, very self-confident, and feel alone? A lot of these actors and actresses and famous people feel very secluded. Okay? So just because somebody's confident and so forth doesn't mean that they don't feel things. And I see somebody that is confident, that knows their worth and so forth, but I also see an Empress in reverse, somebody that doesn't feel that way. And if we look at what's underneath that card, and I don't want to go into a rabbit trail, but there's sorrow. I see sorrow here, okay, and pain. And I feel like it could be this challenge of Wheel of Fortune is the challenge of seeing the good in something that may not appear to be good, but recognizing that something has happened for the best. Okay? Don't always know what it's going to lead to, but there's something here that it is good, and there's something to see in it that is good. And maybe, like I say, maybe you just don't see it right now. Okay. As a result of this feeling inadequacy, or maybe you're blaming yourself for something involving being a mother, it can be that you feel guilty about something, about that you couldn't be a good mom. Maybe there was something that happened and it put you in a fucking really shitty position to where you really couldn't be there for your kids or something like that. Okay, so there's that. And as a result of that, it puts you into some type of indecisive energy. King of Swords in reverse is about somebody that cannot make a decision. They would normally make a decision. King of Swords makes a decision, usually a judgment. But this has put you in a position to where you are no longer able to make this decision, whatever this thing is. But what I think it has to do with is something being called up from the dead, resurrecting something from the dead. And in your advice Spirit says, Selah. Pause, meditate, reflect. Pause, take a break, meditate, release, give it to God, wait, reflect, take this time. External influences. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. There is somebody external to you. This is somebody that you may not know. You may know them, but they are not in your direct energy. I wish this thing would focus. Come on. There it is. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. This person is external to you, but they are somehow affecting your situation. Now, it could be because you are mutual. In other words, you know this person and they know this person, but you don't, you aren't in direct communication with this person. They are external. But here's the funny thing. It is an external influence to your situation. So they are a king or 9 of Pentacles in reverse. They are a codependent energy. They are somebody that cannot take care of themselves. Okay, so what that means is they have to have somebody to take care of them. So it could be a child, could even be a pet or something. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, it could be a dog or something that needs them, and they allow that to affect other people. It no longer is just their issue. Now it has become other people's issue, and it is affecting other people. And maybe what that is doing is affecting your person or something. You know what I'm saying? So, but whatever it is, it's a codependent energy. In other words, it's an energy that is not able to take care of themselves. Okay? Now, in your overall projected outcome, there is a partnership. There is somebody that wants to connect to you. They want to have your back. They want a connection with you. Bottom line. You can't say it any clearer than that. It's in your overall outcome. Now, I'm not going to leave it like that because I can about imagine people wanting to know what's going on. So, I'm going to put the underneath the deck card right in the middle and turn this over. And let's get some clarification on your advice. Okay, we know we are supposed to pause, meditate, reflect, commune with you, Holy Spirit. And we are to wait. Uh-oh. Wow. Wow. Okay. 6 of Swords in reverse to me is going back to a time when things were better. 6 of Swords in reverse is about going back, possibly in your thought life, to when something was better. Interesting. Okay, one more card on overall projected outcome. Or actually, you know what? What about this Judgment in reverse? Bringing something back from the dead. Something being revealed. Moon card in reverse. Something that was hidden is going to be revealed. Okay. And one more for overall projected outcome, this connection. What does Aquarius need to know about this connection? What is that about, Holy Spirit? Not taking 2. One card, please. Just going to ignore all of those because I can't take all those. We'll be here all night. And I got to go to sleep. The Emperor. Interesting. In your overall projected outcome, there is a connection, and this person is either your father, or he is an Aries, and he's a boss, or he is a boss, or something like that. Maybe your counterpart, because we do have the Empress. We have a power couple on the board. Can represent a lot of different energies, but boy, you picked an awesome person to have a connection with. Very powerful individual. The Emperor runs a dynasty. Aquarius. Let's do another reading for you in a few weeks, and we'll see if we can get a continuation of this storyline. If you found yourself getting resonated with this message, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you could be alerted when I upload new videos. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.